Most people think their dog sleeps pressed against them just for warmth. They assume it's a simple equation. The room is cold, you're a human radiator, case closed. But if you actually believe that, you are completely misreading your dog. Think about it. Your house is filled with comfortable places. They have a plush dog bed, the soft living room rug, the couch, and sunny spots by the window. If temperature or simple physical comfort were the only factors, they have plenty of options. Yet every single night, your dog walks past every other soft surface in the house, climbs up, and wedges themselves against your legs or your spine. This isn't about heat. This is biology, survival, and a profound psychological connection. When your dog sleeps next to you, they are communicating with you in a language older than words. And if you don't understand that language, you are missing the deepest parts of your relationship. In this video, we're going to break down exactly what your dog is doing to your body and your brain while you sleep. But I also need to warn you about a few things. First, I'll explain why those annoying nighttime micro-movements when your dog kicks or shifts and wakes you up aren't just them trying to get comfortable. There's a hidden reason for that. Second, we need to talk about what it actually means when your dog turns their back to you in bed. Spoiler alert, it's not an insult. And finally, we're going to uncover why it's a massive red flag if your dog suddenly stops sleeping in your bed, and why you can never afford to ignore that shift. Let's start with the hard truth about vulnerability. In the wild, sleep is the single most dangerous thing an animal can do. A sleeping animal is exposed, unaware, and entirely defenseless. For thousands of years, survival depended on vigilance. Someone always had to stay alert, and resting meant taking a calculated risk. Even though your dog lives in a modern, climate-controlled house, they carry those ancient instincts in their DNA. When your dog lies on their side and falls into a deep sleep right next to you, that is vulnerability at its absolute highest level. It is the ultimate canine compliment. They are telling you that they believe nothing in this environment poses a threat, specifically because you were there. They trust you to be their protector. But here's where it gets interesting. Often they think they're protecting you. Have you ever noticed your dog chooses very specific spots at night? Maybe they sleep near the door, at the foot of the bed, or physically between you and the bedroom entrance. That placement is not an accident. Your dog may look completely peaceful, but a part of their brain stays alert. Their ears will pick up subtle sounds that your human brain completely ignores. When they sleep facing the door, they're watching the entry point. They've instinctively assumed the role of your silent nighttime guard. You lead, they protect. But their physical presence does a lot more than just guard the room. It actually alters your body chemistry. Picture this. You've had a brutal day. You spent all afternoon avoiding a hard conversation at work, and you get into bed feeling a knot of discomfort in your stomach. And you just stare at your phone, scrolling to numb the stress. Then, your dog jumps up, spins in a messy circle, and sighs as they press their weight against your side. What happens next is not just comforting, it is medicinal. Dogs experience the world primarily through smell, and their scent glands leave subtle chemical traces wherever they rest. When they push against you, they are actively blending their scent with yours. In the animal world, shared scent equals a shared identity. They are confirming that you are the core of their pack. But while they are inhaling your scent to drop their own stress hormones, they are doing something incredible to yours. As you both start to settle, your dog's breathing and heartbeat will actually begin to synchronize with yours. Studies show that when humans and dogs share a sleeping space, their heart rates can match up. You toss and turn with the day's anxiety, but your dog breathes steadily, acting like a living metronome. Without you even noticing, your nervous system connects to their rhythm, almost like pairing through Bluetooth. Their steady breathing slows your racing heart. The physical contact releases oxytocin in your brain, which lowers your cortisol and eases insomnia. Research on PTSD even shows that sleeping beside a dog can actively reduce nightmares and panic episodes. Your mind borrows their calm. They're acting as a silent therapist, blocking the darkness from slipping into your rest. Now let's talk about the exact positions they choose, because every single posture carries a specific message. Let's close that first loop. What does it mean when your dog sleeps with their butt facing you? A lot of owners feel slightly offended by this. You want to see their cute face, and instead they give you their back. But turning their back to you is actually an incredibly high display of trust. A dog's abdominal area is their most vulnerable area, housing all their vital organs. By turning away from you, they're trusting you to watch their blind spot. They're giving up their ability to see a threat coming from behind because they assume you have their back. What about when they sleep at your feet? Yes, it gives them a clear view of the door to watch for intruders, but there's another, slightly stranger reason. Dogs love feet. Human feet sweat, and that sweat contains traces of pheromones. To your dog, getting a whiff of your feet tells them all sorts of information about your emotional state and physical health. It's a sensory goldmine that keeps them connected to how you are feeling. And if they stretch out completely, belly totally exposed to the ceiling, that is total surrender. They feel so supremely safe in your presence that they have completely abandoned their defensive instincts. But let's get real for a second. As beautiful as all this biological syncing and emotional bonding is, there's a hidden cost that nobody talks about. And this brings us to the strongest insight of this video. Love brings comfort, but it can also quietly steal the deep rest your body depends on. Remember those nighttime micro-movements we mentioned earlier? The kicking, the stretching, the sudden shifting at 3 a.m.? You might think your dog is just dreaming or trying to find a cooler spot on the mattress. Well, that might be partially true. These movements are often protective check-ins or the byproduct of their differing sleep cycles. Dogs are wired for ancestral hunting patterns, meaning their alertness peaks at dawn and dusk. Even though they try to shift their routine to mirror yours, their bodies still process sleep differently. Sleep tracker studies show that a dog's micro-movements lift humans out of deep sleep constantly throughout the night. Even if you don't consciously remember waking up, your brain is losing the vital restorative REM sleep it needs. You wake up feeling like you got hit by a truck while your dog sprawls across your pillows looking completely refreshed. These tiny movements are like small waves tapping a shoreline all night, gentle but constant enough to erode your energy. So what do? Do you just accept being perpetually exhausted because you love your dog? You don't have to. You can protect your bond without sacrificing your health. If sharing the bed is disrupting your sleep, or if you have allergies, you need a compromise. Many owners feel intense guilt moving their dog off the bed. They think the dog will be rejected or emotionally hurt. But surveys actually show that many people, and dogs, sleep much better when the dog is near, but not physically touching. You can set up a high-quality orthopedic dog bed right next to your side of the mattress. Think of it like setting up two tents side by side. You're close enough to hear each other breathe, close enough to maintain that pack security, but you aren't stepping on each other's space. If your dog is a Velcro dog who panics when they aren't touching you, transition them slowly. Start by giving them a piece of clothing you've worn that day. Your scent acts as aromatherapy. Placing your worn shirt in their nearby bed gives them the illusion of contact, helping their nervous system settle while you finally get some uninterrupted sleep. But what if you didn't change anything and your dog makes the decision to leave on their own? This is our final and most urgent open loop. If your dog has happily slept beside you for months or years and then abruptly stops, do not ignore it. This is not some random quirk. Dogs are creatures of deep habit. If they withdraw from your bed, it is a deliberate communication. Often, this sudden shift points to physical pain. Joint discomfort, arthritis, or illness can make jumping onto a high human mattress too painful. They might seek out a hard, cool floor because it temporarily relieves inflammation in their body. If you have an older dog who suddenly abandons the bed, you need to book a veterinary check immediately. Other times, the shift is emotional. Dogs associate spaces with experiences. If a loud argument happened in the bedroom or a heavy object fell and terrified them, they might avoid the room entirely as a protective measure. Don't take it personally, but do pay attention. Their nightly ritual of sleeping beside you was never trivial, and their decision to leave isn't either. When you really step back and look at it, a dog sleeping in your bed is a nightly miracle. It is an ancient promise wrapped in fur. They are sinking their heart to yours. They are standing guard over your most vulnerable hours. They are using their own body heat and scent to lower your stress and pull you back from the edge of anxiety. Every single time your dog presses their weight against your back, it is devotion made physical. Their message is simple. You are my pack. You are my home. If you want to truly understand your dog's mind, not just as a pet, but as the complex, intelligent family member they are, make sure you subscribe to this channel. We decode the behaviors most people completely overlook. Now that you know the beautiful biological truth behind why your dog sleeps with you, you need to be aware of the other side of the coin. That incredible bond you share can fade fast if you don't realize what daily behaviors are actively damaging it. Your dog cannot tell you when something you do emotionally hurts them. Click the video on your screen right now to learn the 12 completely normal habits that are actually destroying your dog's trust. Watch that next, and I'll see you there.